Well, hey folks, PC7 here. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Glenmalure Farm in beautiful Wicklow, Ireland. Well, there's a good view of our farm. So I have finished the cornfield, finally. I did get it all silaged. As you see, both of our pits are 100% and covered. So, 300,000 a pop, I think, for these two pits. So yeah, that was a fair bit of silage, and I still managed to haul a trailer of real corn out of there as well. So this was not easy. Let me tell you guys, getting the tractor and the great big trailer up to build these mounds, oof. But we did have a little bit of help. I was using this guy here to pack the mounds down. As you can see, he's got a little compactor on the front end of him there. Not a bad device. I don't know how well it works, but raise it and lower it a bit. That's about it. But it helped. It got the tractor up on the hill when it wasn't managing, so there we go. But as I say, we filled the two silage pits. Oh, and I still have the trailer full of silage. So the last pit was at about 97%, so I dumped the trailer into it. It left about 10% the trailer, so I went and topped the trailer up. So I'm thinking we're going to be good for silage for a while. See, there's that big Bergman trailer, completely full of silage. That's 53,000 or something fits in it. Well, I finished taking the canola off of this field, so I think I've got 3 more fields that require decanola-izing. But I just want to put my toys away. That was a lot of work, cutting all of that down, I'll tell you. That's a big field, boy. I mean, I played on maps with big fields, but wow. I think most of them you were able to let other people do most of the harvesting, so it never seemed like that big a deal. But it is. That was just terrible. See if we can do a little better here. Well. It's determined to bump against the wall, apparently. Alright. Ooh. Look, magic trick. The door opens up into another dimension. Alright. So still awaiting the great demand for the piggies. We should be way up there in Piggyville by now, I'll tell you. Let's have a look here. We have Swine. Start in 5 hours. Ooh, nice. Sugar beets by tomorrow. Nice. We are gonna make some big dollars in the next 24 hours. As we have oh, we now have 4 cows bred. As you can see, they have everything they require. We now have 6 sheep that are bred. Cool, so we have 26 sheep, and they're well looked after. Chickens, 116 from an original 20. So yeah, we can probably sell some chickens at some point. Pigs, 409. So, yeah, that's gonna take some doing. Wow, 409 pigs, guys. And they were 720, I think, at the last great demand. They were going for 720 a pop. That's pretty good. So this is a weird thing. If this thing is full and you log off, it automatically closes the top hatches, but it leaves your sort of graphic of how this stuff would have piled up. Well, that's kind of cool. You can see that's made up of 2 different pieces. But what we really want to do here, of course, is there we go. There. Yeah. Now it looks a little better. Oh, that's pretty good. Swing it around, buddy. That's all emptied out. Grab the next field. So this episode is going to be mainly just doing a little bit of crop harvesting. Seeing as most of the time I end up doing that off screen. And then next episode we are going to haul our piggies to market. And not too soon. None too soon, because we are getting a little bit low on cash. Boy, canola just yields next to nothing, don't it? That's crazy. I hope we do get a great demand, though, because I have harvested canola from other fields, and we have been just storing it. I've been trying not to sell anything unless there's a great demand, unless it's absolutely necessary, i.e. we need a new toy. Alright. Let's get the head down. And get it harvested. So thanks to all of you that left comments after my sort of evaluation that I did of the map. Most of all, thanks to Steve from SCmodding. I'm glad he was not figuring we're being too critical or anything like that. So, and I hope he's aware that when we do move on from this map, it isn't because the map isn't enjoyable anymore, it's just because, well, there's so much out there and you kind of like to stick your finger in everything at least once. And in fact, I have found another MR-ready map. So whenever we do decide to top this one off, I do think I have something that we can puddle along with instead. But as I said, we do still have a few things to accomplish here, so no worries, this isn't like next episode you'll find us in a whole new place or anything, not by any means. I definitely want to make this piggy sale, and I want to make the sugar beet harvest, or sale I should say. Seeing as I've already done all the work to get to that point. Our greenhouses, they are looking like they need a little tending. And that's probably true. I know I gave them water fairly recently, but I think it's been a while since I filled the manure boxes, so should probably do that. They don't generate a lot, but everything helps. Especially when your numbers are low, you really notice it. I was down to about 3,000 at one point. But a milk sale, and I would imagine what was left of the productivity of our greenhouses has taken us out of the barely with it stage and given us a little bit of cash. So, well worth it. Still, of course, no word from Giants about any sort of release or anything else to do with FS 2015. I mean, we're all assuming that since they did a 2009, 2011, 2013, that 15 would be the next one. But, I say, nothing yet. I see SCS has announced that their American Trucking will be out in May. That's definitely one I am looking forward to picking up. I do play Euro Truck. I don't do Let's Plays of it because, I don't know. I've watched Let's Plays of it, and I guess if you were really into listening to the commentator, it'd be a different thing, but as far as gameplay, it's a heck of a fun game to play. Not so much of a spectator sport. And in fact, the only really enjoyable YouTube videos I've seen on it are the ones where, well, if there are worse drivers out there than me, I have seen them on YouTube playing Euro Truck. So you can imagine what a fiasco it would be. But nothing from Giants, which is really too bad. And nothing from their wannabe competition, UIG, either. And their big talk of patching Professional Farmer to come up to at least some sort of a standard, you know, a little bit of animal husbandry, a bit of a better way to deal with hiring workers for the fields and that sort of thing. Yeah, it looks like that's all been relegated to the so-called Platinum Edition or DLC Edition that they're going to be coming up with later in the year. And I believe they had also had plans of like May or something for releasing that, but then again they were supposed to release a patch this month to address some of the issues with it, but what can I say? In typical UIG fashion, they have not, and you know, their forums are not much more enlightening. People are still harping about the fact that they can't play AgSim 2013, leave alone Pro Farmer. I don't think Professional Farmer really caught on because people realized what a sort of an empty sim it really is. You know, it's almost like a placeholder for the game they were going to make. It just feels very, very incomplete. So. But this one doesn't. And this is the one we play. And you guys are like, oh, what a thrilling episode. Well, unfortunately, this is the sort of stuff we gotta do. I have no idea how these guys see through all this dust. My goodness. I love the flow of these fields. There's not a one of them that has any sort of a regular shape to it. It's great. If any of you noticed, the last episode, I believe, Steve from SCmodding put a link on there. If you guys click on it and have a look, it's a Google map of the actual Glenmalure area. And I was just blown away. The job the guy's done here reproducing that for us to drive our little farm toys on is amazing. Just amazing. And yeah, looks like it's got the weather right. Bright sunny days are about this level. You know, here we are at noon, sunny day. And well, maybe that's the whole deal, is I never actually see the sun. And in some maps you can actually see it. But no, apparently it is that kind of place. Fair bit of gray sky and rain, which is okay. I mean, You know, don't hear farmers complaining that it's raining. Well, I suppose you would in an area if it rained too much, but, you know. Lots of rain is certainly better than none. Although it does make for horrible simulated farming. It was, I actually ended up having to advance time from 6 o'clock to about 11 because it was raining so hard when I was trying to do the silage that I couldn't get the tractor up on top of the silage mounds at all. Like at 20%, I couldn't get them to get up there. It was just too much. As soon as the trailer would hit the silage pile, it was like, no, sorry. Slip is increasing, traction decreasing, we're losing it, and that would be the end of it. Yep. Wow, you just don't get much canola. We got 90% of a combine off of the bigger field. We only got 60% off of this guy, if we make 60. Hopefully, come on. There we go. So 60% off of this one. Wow, I don't think that between the two of them they're even going to fill the trailer. Not this time. But that's okay, we're not out of canola goodness yet. Alright. Let us move along. There's our empty cornfield. I still have to get out there with that big chisel plow and clean her all up. That's a nice tool, by the way. That big John Deere chisel plow. 42 foot long, or 42 foot wide, I should say. What a nice tool. What I really like is it's the way it's designed. When you get to the top of a row or the top of a field, the tractor can actually turn inside the radius of the chisel plow. So yeah, when you get to the end, you basically just crank the tractor hard over, drag her back in the opposite direction, and you always get an overlap. So it makes for really easy cultivating. This little field, usually our sugar beet field, but we got lots of sugar beets. We just gotta wait for a cell, which is less than a day away. This harvester has been quite a blessing for this particular map as well, because there are a couple of spots, as there are in all fields and all maps, where there's little bits of dips and rises, and usually when you're running MR mod and you cultivate, or a harvester, and you run into little dips and rises, you have to manually raise and lower the header until you're past the problem. With this one, you can raise the header a centimeter or a foot or as much as you need to, and it will stay there. So you can sort of adjust your head height so that it will react well in all parts of the field and then not have to worry about it for the whole harvest. So I really like that. I think that's a feature all of these should have. Seriously, you should be able to raise and lower the head using controls, not just you're either up or you're down. Amazing how quick you get spoiled by little things, isn't it? Well, I get a feeling both of these fields are going to fit into this harvester without too much effort. Not that she's a big harvester, but these are small fields. And like I say, even looking down on this canola, look at that. There's pretty much as much bare ground as there is canola. But it certainly was treated with the same loving respect as every other crop we've planted. We've thrown it in the dirt and pooped on it. I don't know what more it expects. But, and I mean, we've even had lots of rain. So the crop should be just a thriving, but you end up with this rather dismally thin sort of turnout. Yeah, That's canola for you. I guess that's why it brings the larger dollars on the market. And the seed isn't cheap either, although I gotta admit, as usual, I was slightly distracted when I should have been hovering over the R button, so our seeder still has a fair whack of canola in it. I'm gonna have to see. I'm not gonna be doing that big field up in corn again. I may do this other slightly larger field in corn and harvest it as corn, but I might do the great big field up in canola this next time. And these smaller fields, I'm going to go back to the cereals, either barley or wheat. I've used more than half of the bales that were on the trailer to add straw to the cows and the pigs, so wouldn't mind getting a little bit more baling done here. Get our stock back up. We got lots of loose straw. We have lots of mixed rations. So it's almost more a matter now of maintaining the farm by shuffling things around. You know, shuffling goodies into the pigs and moving bits from one bin to another and that sort of thing. Sort of day-to-day farm maintenance, you might say. And there we go. We're definitely getting both of these fields into this harvester. Like my fancy harvesting methods? See how small a circle it leaves. And there we go. Hey, we could leave one of these in the middle of all the fields. What do you think? When it turns white, it would look pretty cool, right? Alrighty. I'm thinking no. Zip. Shave and a haircut. Yeah, this is not at all a very practical field for canola. If the harvester had been empty, we'd be sitting at about 20-something% fill off of that. So, yeah. Last one. Oh. That's gonna damage whatever it is that holds the head on there, I'll tell you. Alright. Well, I'd imagine you guys really want to see me doing all of the harvesting today, so I should probably let you fine folk go back to doing whatever else you were doing. You're like, but I was sitting here on the computer watching YouTube. Yeah, okay. Oh, and I still got that little field in there. Well, I got quite a bit of canola left to harvest here. Geez, I might fill my trailer yet. This field is one of those ones that if I had gone with the big 770 Lexion or something, which I do have the mod for, you would have run into an issue. This part of the field is fine, but when you get into this upper half, right where it starts to rise, the harvester will come to a dead stop. Well, I mean, as it should, because you do reach a point if you're going uphill where you end up having to try and push the head kind of through this sort of groove or dimple where the field starts to actually rise up at a steeper slope. I know it doesn't look like there's much slope going on here, but whoops, we're full. Driving aimlessly in circles. There we go. Alright, pop it out. Lovely. And because I'm not exactly wallowing in the fuel supply. Oh, this is going to end badly. Ooh, look at that, right at the gate. I'm impressed. But yeah, as I'm not exactly wallowing in fuel, in case you guys are wondering what I've been doing about fueling up, I've actually been gassing up at this silly trailer, right? But it holds a finite amount, and I haven't really looked to see how much is left. But I know very, very soon I'm going to roll up to it and hit the R button, and it's just going to make this sucking noise, and we won't get any gas. And then I'll have to haul her into town and fill her back up. So... that's what we've been doing there. 15 something hours on this JCB now. Good tractor. I really do like this mod. They've done a nice job of it. And I mean, yeah, like I said, I had quite a lot of trouble getting it to pull that big Bergman trailer up on top of the silage pile, but that is a big triple axle trailer. And when she's full of silage, by guppy, that'd be a lot of weight. You know, like I said, it holds 55,000 something, so... well, yeah, about 6 trips a bin to fill those two silage bins. There we go. And do our trailers half full? Well, and then some. This should actually take it up pretty good. This is the second time I've emptied it from full. So the harvester, that is. Not so much the trailer. I have yet to fill it. There we go. You're out of the way. So, back we go. Please wait for the preheater to finish. Alrighty then. Huh. Okay, that's weird. Before I realized I'd already turned it off, I clicked B to turn it on. Oh yeah, or before I turned it off, before I shut the actual engine off on the cultivator, I clicked B and I pressed 2, right, which should have started the head and put the harvester in cruise control, but it wasn't running. The odd thing is, as soon as I started it and clicked B to get the head to run, it automatically went to cruise control too. So that's kind of odd. That is kind of odd. Never seen that before. Must have been just the perfect combination of key presses. Yeah, okay. That must have been it. So what else we got to do here on this farm? Well, we've still got a few fields to buy. That's for sure. And I think that'll definitely be a part of our end goal, is to make sure that we are the penultimate farmer of Glenmalure and own all of the undeveloped land that is here. At least that much of it that's been designated as farmland. But that'll be another day, as will the great fetching of the pigs, which should make us some really, really good money. Had just over 100 the last time, and it filled our pockets quite handsomely. Now we have 400, so gotta pay for that new Scania truck after all. It just sits up in the market parking lot and costs us 200 a day or whatever the heck it is. So in another 4 hours it'll pay for itself. But that's going to be next episode, guys. So the Great Pig Race, that will be next time around. Until then, I'm just going to harvest and harvest and harvest and keep myself busy. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Take care of each other, folks. This has been Species 7, and ciao for now.